tractor and equipment collection, because 2 months ago I didn't have any Alzheimer's, anything, and now I seem to have quite a pile of it. So what's up, guys? Welcome to part 3. Hopefully you've watched the other 2 videos on the rim repair. I went ahead and got more welding gas and finished welding off this patch. So you can see that there. One thing I did that we didn't talk about much at all was added a little bit of material to where the valve stem is. I'm going to have to grind that down and drill it back out. It was pretty thin there, so I wanted to take care of that. So basically now I got to clean all these welds up and try to make it look like it never happened. And then clean this rim up the rest of the way so that we can throw some primer on it. Alright, so after about an hour or so of grinding, here's what we have. It came out pretty good. We'll know more when we get paint on it, I guess, but I didn't get too particular with the inside here. Never going to see that. Mostly just worried about getting it smooth where you're going to see it. So, it is pretty smooth, so wasn't able to get that weld cleaned up down in there, which if I had like a deburring tool on a die grinder, I could probably get down in there with it, but I do not. And to be honest, where it is, I don't think unless I point it out to someone, they're going to notice it. So now that I've just told the whole world about it, probably no one will notice. Anyways, got the hole drilled back out for the valve stem. Got that ground flat. So this thing's pretty much ready to just wire wheel off and put some paint on. Well, we just got done cleaning these 2 up with a wire wheel. This will be the second rim and the second wheel center. So you can see the repair area there. Actually, without even having paint on it, it's takes some looking to be able to see what happened there. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get some primer on these. Alright guys, I know I said back in part 2 that these cam blocks need to be cleaned up. So we're finally going to get after that a little bit here so that we can get them ready for paint. Well, that's pretty much what it looks like to get one done, so now I just have to repeat that like 1,000 times. Alright guys, we got all sorts of stuff going on here. We got all these cleaned up. So we're going to prime these. Got them hanging here. Over here we've got the cam bolts that go in those blocks, and we're going to be painting just the ends, each end, with a brush. Probably just going to put orange paint right on them, not bother with the primer. Same thing on these, and then these stop blocks are going to be getting primed as well. Okay, I'm going to do a little recap here. I know there's been a ton of stuff going on in this video, so I just want to kind of go over everything, show you where everything is at, because I know we've had multiple aspects of this project all going on at once. So we got two rims, rim hoops, I should say, completely painted inside and out. This is the one that we made the repair on. It came out pretty good. If you look real close, you can see where the seams were, where it was put together. Mostly because it's a whole lot smoother because of the grinder work on the welds. But anyways, as I've said with other things on this project, it's a tractor. I'm not that concerned with it. So, and then we have the wheel centers, which are primed. We have the cam blocks, which bolt to them. Those are all primed, ready to go. Over here we have the cam bolts, which I hand painted, as you saw. Those are pretty much ready to go. And then over here we have the stop blocks. This one I actually did a swipe or two with the brush because I wanted to see how well the orange covered on top of the white primer. To be honest, I'm a little concerned about this white primer. Orange and white are very, very, very different colors. They're not even close to the same spectrum, obviously. So I probably should have gone with a red primer. The reason I didn't is because they literally had only one can of it. So I got the white. It was a little cheaper for the white as well. And I figured anything will cover over white. So hopefully I won't regret that. Looking at this, that looks like it covered pretty well. Also something to keep in mind, when you're spraying paint, it always covers better out of a sprayer than it does with a brush, just because not only does the brush lay material down, but it also takes material off, just because there's contact. So anyways, I think on the primed surfaces, it'll be a lot better coverage. These turned out pretty good up here. Focus. There we go. I did put 2 coats on them, on this end of them. This end, you can see, isn't quite as good. There's only 1 coat on these. I wasn't as concerned. So anyways, that's where everything's at. I'm not sure if we're going to get to, well, we'll definitely get to putting the orange paint on the rest of the parts in this video. I don't know if we'll get to mounting the tires up and doing all that, filling with calcium, so on and so forth. We might have to do a part 4 for that. We'll see where things are. So, all right, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for, or at least the moment I've been waiting for. We're going to spray some orange paint. Got everything hung up here, ready to go. So I'm going to get some paint mixed up and get spraying. Well, there it is, guys. The painting is done for this portion of the project. Even got the seat done. Didn't show that in the video, but it turned out pretty good. This is the first time I've done painting, this type of painting, in a long time. Also my first time using that gun. It's a gun I borrowed from my dad. That's a airless electric sprayer. It works all right. I learned a couple things. One, those electric sprayers, you have to thin the paint a lot more than what is recommended because they just don't create a lot of pressure to run the paint through. So that lends itself to runs quite badly because the paint ends up so thin. So that's the first thing I learned. Second thing I learned is don't ever, 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 ever prime with white primer unless you're painting something white. I had to put probably 4 coats on the stuff that I used white primer on, which was everything except for this hub right here. And just, I would put a coat on and I'd see white speckles come through. Let it tack up, put a coat on, white speckles, tack up, and just coat after coat after coat to get coverage on white primer. So next time we do any painting on this tractor, we will definitely be using red, or if I have to, that gray. That did all right, but I think red is probably the way to go. So anyways, hopefully someone will find that information useful and not make the same mistake I did. So anyways, that's going to wrap up this video for this portion of the project. Next time, part 4, we'll get into mounting the tires and getting the calcium put back in and getting everything put back on and put back together. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.